Welcome children, this is Deepa Fadke. We are going to continue learning Standard 8 History, Chapter 1, Sources of History, Part 2. Let's learn about maps and drawings. How can maps and drawings become the source of information, source of learning history? Map actually is an important source of information. With the changing nature of a city, do you think children, the nature of a city remains same for so long? As the number of people keep coming from rural areas to the urban cities, definitely the nature of a city keeps on changing. Then in this, definitely there is a biggest help from maps. The Survey of India department has established during the British period, which has created maps of various provinces of India following certain scientific methods. Similarly, the plans designed by the architects prove important from the view of study of architecture of a building, even the phases of development of a particular area, because first of all the plans are prepared, the map is prepared, and then according to that map the building is set up, or we can say different phases of development of a particular area takes place. Example, the plan of the Bombay port is available with the Department of Mumbai Port Trust, through which we can learn about the plans drafted by architects as well as engineers about the plan of Bombay. Now we will learn about oral sources. Which sources become oral sources? Oral sources are those sources which can be sung, which can be spoken. Let's take an example of folk songs. Folk songs that were composed and sung earlier. Now also at present they are available. So when we listen to them, we get to know about the social conditions, political conditions of Indian society of that particular period of time. So folk songs, povada, folk tales, narrations, interviews, fairs, jalsa, art groups, rhythmic prose, which is known as OVs, inspirational songs, all these are oral sources. Let's learn about these oral sources properly. Let's begin with inspirational songs. Many freedom fighters memorized the inspirational songs which were composed in the pre-independence period. These songs were patriotic, inspirational. Through these songs, we can understand about the social, political conditions and the spirit behind the freedom struggle. Now, children, we look at them as our sources of learning history. So, when we read them, when we go through these songs, we will come to know that these are basically composed to create awareness, to create the sense of integrity, to create the sense of unity amongst the Indians in the pre-independence period. So the spirit behind these songs was freedom struggle, so that maximum people get included, actively they participated into the freedom struggle of India. What is a povada? Povada is a lengthy song which is composed to sing about or to let the people know about the heroic deeds, events, even the great contribution of historical personalities. There are povadas composed of freedom struggle of 1857, great deeds, valor of these revolutionaries during the British rule. These are sung through these povadas. These povadas were also composed based on the work of Satyashodhak Samaj for awakening among the oppressed classes. Then the Sanyukta Maharashtra movement and also many other such events are taken into consideration when povada is composed. So povadas are about the great heroic deeds of great people, heroic events. Even there are povadas that are sung and composed about Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and his valor and all his activities during his tenure, whichever forts or any other fights, wars he has fought with. All these are sung through these povadas. Now we will learn about video, audio and audio-visual sources. In the modern era, Due to the development in the field of technology, there was always a development in the art of photography, recording, films, etc. So these photographs, records or films can be used as a source of history. So children, did you understand about video, audio and audio-visual sources? Video, which can be seen, audio, which can be heard, audio-visual, so film is an audio-visual source. So in the modern era, because of the development in the field of science and technology, lots of development has taken place in the art of photography, recording films. You can see a number of films based on different topics. Why we could see these films? Because we have made development in the field of science and technology, and with this, these photographs, now children, even there are photographs that are available in the pre-independence period, means all those photographs that are clicked, that are taken in the pre-independence periods, are also available right now. So these photographs, when we see them, definitely they become important source of us for learning history. Then even films, you know it very well children, now also we can see black and white movies, so they are the source of learning history. Photographs are visual source of modern Indian history. In case of medieval period, there were paintings available that depict the physical features of a person or visual description of a particular event. But the authenticity, truthfulness of these paintings is doubtful. Photograph of an event give a visual image of the event, whereas photograph of an object or a structure helps us in understanding its nature. Children, you know it very well. Photographs, your photographs that were clicked when you were infant, when you were really very, very young, they are held as a proof of us that we were there and we were into these stages. Same way, these photographs which are clicked in the pre-independence period, they become the greatest source of learning India's modern history. In the medieval period also, you see there are some paintings. Now, how do they help us? These paintings are available, they depict, they give us information about the physical features of a person or visual description of a particular event. But still, when we think about these paintings and all, still about their truthfulness, still we need to be very doubtful. We have to accept it only after verifying it. Photograph of an event give a visual image when we see the photograph, but nowadays children, with digitalization and all other techniques, we cannot take it, we cannot accept it whether it is truthful. We still have to be doubtful about its truthfulness. We have to check it, we have to verify it, and then only these photographs also should be accepted. But still, up to certain extent, these photographs help us in understanding the nature of pre-independence era, or somehow they help us in understanding, learning our past history. Recordings. Recording is a form of audio source of history. Audio which can be heard. During modern period, the speeches of leaders or important personalities, songs, etc. are available in the form of recordings. Children, today also we can listen to the voice of Rabindranath Tagore himself singing Jana Gana Mana song, national anthem. Or maybe the speeches of Subhash Chandra Bose also can be used as an audio source for the study of history of modern India. Children, do you know Swami Vivekananda, after reaching Chicago in America, when he had delivered the speech to the whole world, the same speech is also available at present. Even we can go through it, which becomes the greatest source, audio-visual source of learning history. Let's learn about films. In the 20th century, there was a great development in the technique of filmmaking. Dadasaheb Phalke, in the year 1913, laid the foundation of Indian film industry. audio-visual recording of Dandi Yatra, Salt Satyagraha, Quit India movement by Mahatma Gandhi ji, and such other historical events are available. Films are considered as a unique discovery of modern technology. Children, we have even black and white movies are available, films are available. When we watch such movies, children, definitely they become the greatest source for us to learn about the society which we had in the 19th century earlier. So these films also become the source for us to learn something about history. Even there are black and white movies, films that are available, which are basically made having patriotism in mind. So we can watch these patriotic movies, and how these movies also helped our Indians in the pre-independence period to struggle harder to get our independence. So films are considered to be the unique discovery of modern technology. Children, now so many people, great artists, great performers, great actors, actresses, now they are not available, they are no more, but still we can watch them moving, acting through these films. So this become movies or films become the greatest source of learning history. Children, we have come up to conclusion. Conclusion, that is the end of the lesson. Compared to ancient and medieval period, the sources of modern Indian history are found in abundance. They are plenty in number as well as variety. The archaeological sources developed in this period are found in a better state. They are in a good condition. Even there are written documents available in the archives. Archives is a place where these written documents are stored as well as taken care of by the government. But while referring these written sources, the view, opinion, outlook of the writer, historian should be critically examined. These historical sources have to be preserved very, very well for the next generation. And children, we must understand that responsibilities does not simply lie on the shoulders of the government, but equal care has to be taken care of by all of us. There is an archaeological department. This department is run by the government of India, and this department also finds out all those artifacts or specimen copies or documents that are available which belong to the ancient, medieval as well as modern Indian history. So this department finds out sources that was developed in this period. They are also in a good condition, so we can take help of them, as well as archives, which is a place where these documents, historical documents, are taken care of by the government. So definitely these documents become the greatest source of learning history. But when these documents are studied by the historian, they also write their own opinions, their outlook, their approach, their views. But we cannot accept them as it is. These views, opinions written by the historians or people, students, those who are interested in studying history, these documents have to be very, very well critically examined, and then only they can be accepted. So children, we complete learning sources of history here. Children, we have learnt history chapter 1. Tick mark all the answers in the textbook and copy the question answers in your classwork notebook. Thank you.